I'm back with some new sneakers to add to the collection. And this time, I got the Jordan 4 Undefeated. Finally got them in my hands. Now these dropped on Undefeated website, I want to say either August 2nd or August 4th, around that time. And it took them until Friday, which was damn near 25 days for me to get these. But I finally got them and it was well worth it. Now the first time we seen this shoe was in 2005, right? And in 2005, they only released like 72 pairs via a raffle that they had at the store, or however they did it. I don't even remember because it was so long ago. And back then when they released it, it was reselling for about $20,000. Even still, like before last year, you could still find pairs for like 20, 30, 50,000 if it came with the briefcase and the tee, which is crazy. Nobody ever seen these coming back out. Well, at least not to the public, until last year when they announced that we was getting these. And it set the sneaker community ablaze. They was like, no, that's a grail. They can't release it. No, this can't be a shoe that's available to everybody in the public. And in 2025, that's what it was. Because when they released this shoe, I feel like everybody who entered the EQL raffle on the Undefeated website in early August, they hit. And they also did a thing where they went to certain cities. I think it was Vegas, California, Chicago. They set up these like locker things, and the screen had a barcode. And if you scan the barcode, you entered into a raffle. And then the next day you come back to that certain same area and pick up your sneakers. And they had a couple pairs available then too. So I feel like it was a lot of pairs available. And on August 29th, they did another release on the sneakers app. So there was multiple opportunities to get the sneaker, which means it was way more pairs available than what would be assumed. But let's talk about the sneaker for a little bit. Now the inspiration for this sneaker came from the MA1. I think it's like a fighter bomber jacket or something like that was used in the military in the 1950s. Now it was first introduced to the military in 1949, and then a couple of years later it was given to like the contract was given to like an Outfit Industries, and then they created the jackets for the army, and then in the 70s they made it like a thing where it was available to civilians. So that's where the inspiration from the shoe comes from. So before the sneakers release, the creators, they did an interview with Complex magazine, right? Or website or whatever. And in the interview, they tried to get the colors to match the OGs as much as possible. But of course it was hard because the pair of shoes that they had available to compare the colors, they were worn. Some of them were dingy and all, because over time it's been 20 years. So nobody has recreated this shoe in that long. So the color is very similar to what it was. And also they said they did a couple of different things, like put the Nike logo on it, on the back tab, and then put the Nike logo on the bottom, on the outsole, just to make it a different variation of what the OG was, to keep its allure, to keep its aura the same. So it won't be a one-to-one recreation of the sneaker, but it's a very, very similar sneaker. After 20 years, of course, you know what I'm saying, all the sneakerheads who drooled over this shoe in 05, I'm sure they went after it this year. I'm one of them. Like, this is like the greatest shoe to me, because first of all, it already got the colors that I love, which are the oranges and the olive greens. Like, that's already in my bag. So for me to actually get my hands on one of these is one of the greatest feelings in the world. Like, honestly. Well, no, I still had a son and all that, but whatever. This is one of the best sneakers that has ever dropped to me, and I'm glad I finally got my pair. And I was actually surprised that I hit on the raffle, because I thought that the shoe was going to be limited, but it wasn't. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I just want to show you the sneakers I got to add to my collection. The Jordan Undefeated 4s.